Studio Hangadam WADR.
Libéria, West Africa Democracy Radio.
Je suis à Dakar, au Sénégal, et j'écoute la WADR 94.9 FM.
Ghana, Kilsime WADR, Leane, West Africa Democracy.
West Africa Democracy Radio.
We are West Africa Democracy Radio.
Attention, ladies and gentlemen.
It's time to embrace a youthful mindset and envision your future. Take the lead is in your walls.
Take the lead is in your walls.
This platform serves as a space for engagement designed to equip young people to become effective leaders. They are actively contributing, creatively engaged, and determined in various fields. And now, this is Take the Lead.
Hello, West Africa, and to the brilliant young leaders in and around the world. Welcome to Take the Lead on West Africa Democracy Radio, your inspiring youthful platform where ideas spark action and conversation shape the future. I am your host, Augustine Bill Curley, and today we are diving into sustainable energy and energy transition, asking one important question. How can young people make the difference through sustainable energy and energy transition? This is important because West Africa continues to face significant energy challenges, including a high vulnerability to supply disruptions, volatile fuel prices, and unreliable electricity networks. Energy poverty remains a major barrier to economic growth and social development, with many communities lacking access to modern energy services. Despite these challenges, I got great news for you. Some young professionals across the region are stepping up through innovative climate initiatives aimed at addressing these issues. Today, we are joined by some of these inspiring young leaders who will share the impact of their work within their communities and the progress being made towards a more sustainable energy future. And they are Elvis Thomas. Elvis is the co-founder and head of Ernergy Liberia. It is an initiative that contains a pilot fleet of electric vehicles with 30 trained female drivers making rides in Monrovia safer for women while also creating job opportunities. We also have Joshua Achol. But before that, let's hear from Elvis. Elvis, how are you doing? Welcome to the platform.
Thank you, Augustine. I'm doing very well. It's a pleasure to be here. How are you doing?
And I'm okay. How is Monrovia?
It's amazing. Monrovia is amazing.
Great. That's good to hear. Now, we also have Joshua Acho. And Joshua is a Nigerian hydrologist and the CEO of Geotech Water. It is a youth-led company pioneering smart solar-powered water kilns and IoT-based real-time water monitoring systems that detect contamination and water infrastructure failures. How are you doing, Joshua? And welcome.
Thank you very much, Augustine. I'm doing very well. How about you?
Well, I'm okay. It's good to speak with you on the platform.
Thank you.
All right. We also have Mogonga Pacific. Now, Mogonga is the sales manager at Blue Carbon Technology. Whether in Senegal or it's a global one, we will be hearing from him. But it's good to have Mogonga in studio with us. How are you doing, Mogonga? And welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Augustine.
How is it going with you?
It is going very well. We are celebrating the Eid and that's the mood right now.
Great. Well, congratulations to, of course, our Muslim brothers. It comes at a time when even Christians are also fast and praying, and it's called the Lent period for some denominations of Christianity. as well as you, our amazing leaders, that's listeners and viewers. Share your opinions with us on this wonderful section, our live feed, just right there on YouTube and Facebook at WADR English. But before hearing the perspectives of our respective guests, let's listen to a short report by WADR's Sankule Janko about energy transition in Africa.
Sustainable energy relies on the use of renewable sources such as solar, wind, hydroelectric, and biomass. West Africa has considerable potential in these areas, thanks in particular to its abundant sunshine and natural resources. Solar power, in particular, appears as a promising solution for electrifying rural areas that are still poorly served by traditional grids. The energy transition refers to the shift from a system based on fossil fuels to a cleaner and more environmentally friendly model. Ibrahim Aidara is the Deputy Director of the Institute for Natural Resource Governance.
First, the universal access to electricity, to energy and development. In Africa, for example, more than 600 million of Africans have no access to electricity, and almost 1 billion have no access to clean cooking energy. So for us, just energy transitioning cannot be until it addresses this critical issue of access to electricity, industrialization, job creation, etc.
In the region, this transition is essential to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, combat deforestation, and improve the quality of life for the population. It involves, in particular, the development of renewable energies, energy efficiency, and technological innovation. However, several obstacles are hindering this transition. These include a lack of funding, inadequate infrastructure, still fragile regulatory frameworks, and unequal access to energy. Furthermore, a large portion of the population still relies on wood and charcoal for cooking, which increases the pressure on forest resources.
Many thanks to Sankule Janko for that report. Now, let's get into the discussion, beginning with Mogonga right here in studio with us. It's important to have you discussing this very important topic because it relates to our environment. It also relates to our own lifestyle as humans. But tell us why you get involved into sustainable energy in the first place.
Thank you very much. Sustainable energy is a necessity because before talking about sustainable energy, let's first talk about climate change. Why we need to transition into that sustainable energy, because normally climate change means the shift in earthly temperatures and change in weather patterns, but mainly caused by fossil fuels, burning of fossil fuels. So those fossil fuels are human activities. These are destroying the climate. So going in sustainable energy is a necessity for us to prepare way for the future generations. Otherwise, we are destroying it's a personal responsibility to one hand, but also it's a spiritual responsibility. Now, what if God comes and asks me that, I gave you the environment, what did you use it? You spoiled it instead of preserving it at your own expense. So it is a necessity, a responsibility for us to engage in sustainable energy to prepare and save the planet for the future generations.
Great. Now, with your work that you do, tell us about the blue carbon technology. What did you get involved into that?
Yeah, so blue carbon technology is a solar solutions provider. We have been working for over 30 years, and now we are in more than 23 countries with R&D. Every 3 months, we innovate new things and new products. We introduce new products to the market. So it's, as I told you, it's a worldwide company, not an African or Senegalese company. Okay. But we have seen opportunities in Africa. That's why we are coming, not only for the benefits. We are here to create jobs. We are here to improve the economy. We are here to transition and be part of that transition of to sustainable energy, which is the future.
Which is the future.
Yeah.
Right. I will get back to you indeed to tell us more about those products and how you carry about your activities. But let's hear from Elvis. It's important to hear that a young Liberian co-funded and is heading fleets of electric vehicles in a country like Liberia. It's important to know what inspired this dream. Tell us about this your dream, Elvis.
Thank you. I think the whole point of having electric vehicles in Liberia as well is also just based on absolute necessity, right? We're having climate change, we're having global warming. We have an alternative form of energy that has been proven to be much more efficient. Why not use that? And I know coming from Liberia, a place of like Liberia with no real infrastructure, people only see challenges, but we see opportunities. So the goal is to create and to develop a more urban. And the thing is, we're doing this in an inclusive way. We're also working with women drivers. So that makes it even more amazing what we're doing.
Okay. Now, would you mind telling us how did this come about? Were you just sleeping and dreamed about it? Or you saw something or maybe met someone doing similar initiative?
No, the idea was it actually came about as an inspiration from the regular vehicles. So we have electric three-wheelers, and the idea came about just by looking at the garage of the regular combustion engine three-wheelers, seeing how much oil spill there is, seeing how much repairs they had to do. And that was it. It was like, okay, no, we can have a better form, a better alternative. So let's bring electric vehicles. And it's just to solve a problem.
That's great. We'll get back to you. Let's also hear from another young leader or innovator, Joshua. You are into geotech water. Tell us about this, your initiative. What is it really about? Joshua, are you getting this?
Yes, I can hear you. Yeah, so I'm actually from Nigeria, and as it is the case with Nigeria, we have a significant power challenge, sustainable energy supply challenge. So growing up, I was always very curious about, this energy challenge, which stopped me from watching my favorite movies. But then later in my life, I went on to study water, hydrologist, and even working in communities to supply water, we encountered the challenge of energy, which is one of the needed elements to ensure constant water supply. But the shocking thing is that I also got to understand the connection between water and energy, that is the water energy nexus. And currently, I am working on one of the cleanest forms of energy, which is geothermal energy that can actually be gotten from the subsurface by cycling water into the ground and bringing up the heat. And this initiative is sponsored by the UNDP Rome Center for Energy and Climate under the Youth for Climate project. So it is the first of its kind on the West African continent, and we have already drilled exploratory geothermal wells and are extracting geothermal energy from the subsurface in Nigeria.
It's great to know that this initiative could also even extend beyond Nigeria, given its essence and significance. But just tell us a little bit about how you carried out this process. One just hearing about maybe geotech, water. I mean, how do you do it?
Yes, so actually we were exploring in Nigeria and we're drilling water wells for communities. So in drilling these water wells for communities, we came across this strange concept of geothermal energy, which currently is the cleanest form of energy and the most sustainable form of energy on the planet right now, because it is not affected by weather or any of the external ambient factors. So how we do it is that we map out hotspots of where there is potential of this geothermal energy in the subsurface, in the ground. So to put it in simple terms, if you drill into the ground, 10 to 15 meters into the ground, the temperature starts becoming constant. So that constant temperature into the ground, it becomes constant, and in certain areas it increases in gradient. It's called the geothermal gradient. So you can use this constant temperature in two forms. There are two forms of geothermal energy. One is the low enthalpy, where you can recycle the constant temperature for heating and cooling. And the second one is the high gradient, which you can use the heat in the subsurface to generate direct electricity and power. So currently, we are working on the first type, which is the low enthalpy for heating and cooling. And we are also drilling wells for extraction of the high temperature heat, which will allow us to power homes directly and to generate electricity.
I mean,
so do this.
Yes, just land quickly. Just land.
Yeah. So we do this with drilling rigs. We drill into rocks and formations in the ground, and then we use heat pumps to extract that heat out and then convert that into energy. It is a very powerful energy source.
Now, if I got you, does it mean that you also have the potential for providing safe drinking water for people and at the same time providing electricity?
Exactly. It is a two-pronged thing. So actually, Geotech began as a water company where we're drilling for water in communities. We drilled thousands of water wells in Nigeria and around, sub-Saharan Africa, including in Niger and other countries. So these wells are dual. We get drinking water out of these wells, and as well, we generate electricity and energy from them.
All right. Great, man. Interesting. I will come back to ask you follow-up questions regarding that. But let's hear from the blue carbon technologist right here in our studio, and that's you, Mugonga. I'm keen on understanding the processes that the blue carbon technology carries out in terms of providing services.
Yes.
Like we listened to what Joshua explained. Can you kindly explain the process through which blue carbon provides services?
Yes. As I said, we provide services with solutions, not only services. We provide solar solutions. That means through irrigation, through solar home systems. For example, now, how a solar home system can work. We have different kinds, but mainly we have photovoltaic solar panels. And then we manufacture them at the same time. And every day, as I told you, we improve the storage also of the energy we get from the sunshine. So when you put the PVs outside, solar panels, they receive heat from the sunlight. And then they store the energy. They convert, it's DC now. It will be transformed by the inverters created also by us. And then they transform the DC to AC, to electricity, which is powered through your home. And then you have lights, you can cook, you can have your AC, you can have your refrigerators, everything like what electricity does. You get the point.
Yeah.
So with the irrigation systems, we have also solar water pumps. They pull out the water using solar panels. You don't need electricity, but it's clean energy. So those are mainly some of our services.
Okay, great. Let's hear from Elvis regarding this electric vehicle. We are aware that your initiative aims to help make rides safer for women and also create scalable job opportunities. This exercise may seem very complicated in a country like Liberia facing electricity crisis. Is that the case with your initiative in Liberia?
No, I can say for sure that is not the case. There are challenges, of course. So for us, it's women are even more interested than anticipated, and it's a beautiful thing to see. They're very well electric vehicles. The general public, it's also very welcoming to having women drivers. So it's been a really wonderful journey for us here.
Now, why did you decide to focus on women as drivers?
Okay, so at Energy, we are a social venture. We really care about the impact we make. And one thing we've learned about the African communities, maybe to be more specific, West African communities, is that if you want to make impact into the communities, it's best to start from the families. And to do that, it's to start with the woman, you know. So we're looking for that impact we can make, that if we're working with the women, that impact ripples down to the family and then to the communities. So that's why we're working with women. They say, you know, empower women and you empower community. That's what we're doing.
Now, how is it helping them? Can you explain the level of empowerment?
Decent income. Yes. So we're helping women with decent income. So we've entered a sector that is not very formal, like transport sector in West Africa is not very formal. We have found a way to formalize this sector, create empowerment opportunities for women. And now our women drivers are earning about 3 times more than men drivers on regular combustion engine can get. So this is already a major milestone for us. And yeah, I think it's also a really major milestone for the women that we're working with.
Yeah. A typical question is about relationship with the National Transport, maybe Union or the Ministry of Transport. Is it in regulation with the National Transport Regulatory Agency, or is just maybe a pilot thing within communities?
And we're in alignment with every form of governmental regulation and policies. We have a very good relationship with the Ministry of Transport. We have a very good relationship with the union, the motorcycle and tricycle union. And we are currently
with job creation. So what kind of opportunities this is creating for the young people and maybe women in Nigeria?
Yeah, so it's a lot of opportunities. Currently at Geotech, I have a staff strength of over 50 young people, and our work spans across exploration, subsurface exploration, and drilling, as well as reticulation and distribution of this energy. I'm proud to say that in Nigeria and in West Africa currently, my organization has produced some of the best exploration hydrologists and drillers who are currently working in this field. My organization is composed of over 60% women staff strength, including in executive roles, and the opportunities are numerous across the entire value chain. Also, I'm proud of the fact that our work significantly reduces the brunt which is being borne by women, particularly in communities. You know, there are some of the categories that face most of the energy poverty brunt, as well as the water scarcity supply brunt, disproportionately affected by, you know, climate change and its impact. So across this value chain, my work is looking at creating at least 10,000 jobs, direct jobs, in the next 3 to 4 years, and indirectly creating over 50,000 jobs in the next 10 years.
Now, I heard you talking about climate change. Would you mind explaining some direct climate impact that this project is having? What are the solutions, if you may, that this initiative is bringing to the people in the communities where you work?
So implementing a dual-pronged approach of both energy extraction and water supply, at an early stage, we have seen very significant and tremendous impact. Just about 2 weeks ago, our project was able to improve water access for over 10,000 people in the community of Yelewata in north central Nigeria. Combined, we have been able to improve water access for over 200,000 people in the last 2 years. The energy, geothermal energy we are extracting is improving cooling of homes as well as heating to enable adaptation to extremities of temperature, as it is one of the most significant impacts of climate change. The weather gets very hot at times in certain areas and communities that are off-grid. killing people. The extreme heat wave has led to a lot of deaths. With our technology, there is heating and cooling, and there is also general deployment of HVAC solutions for adaptation to climate-induced temperature extremities, which is directly impacting to healthy living, as well as helping communities to adapt to these impacts.
And of course, this same question comes to you, Mugonga, because you are sitting on a youthful platform. We're concerned as to whether young people are involved, if not in the purchase of your blue carbon products. Are they being trained? Are they showing interest? Tell us the involvement of young people in this company.
Yes. Actually, in our company, it's one of the things that our founder is most interested to. Is like we have a partnership with universities, masters, bachelors across Europe and others, where even some of our teams here in Africa are sent to further pursue their studies and improve their skills in the related energy industry we're talking about. So the youth is really engaged, and the company policy is to make them engage them. So all we want from the youth is to get aware of the necessity and need for their engagement in the transition to sustainable energy. And otherwise, Blue Carbon is doing all it can to engage as I am youth. I'm among the managers. We have a lot of managers across Liberia, Sierra Leone. And for example, we have an initiative in Mali right now. We are in partnership with the government. We are creating a solar plant, large one.
Solar plant.
Yeah. So which is the people who are working there, the youth, the engineers, the managers, strategists. They're the ones. They're the youth, guided by the elder experienced people, but the youth is the one taking part and strengthening the project.
Okay. Now, an interesting question, especially for Elvis, is the concern about weather patterns, the changes in weather patterns and their conditions. How do you go about meeting up with the unexpected weather conditions, the unexpected shift in terms of the environment, in terms of also humans' response to these unexpected changes within the weather, and in considering the fact that you are using electric vehicles, one will be concerned about the durability of such a vehicle in a country that uses majority, fueling vehicles.
Right. No, our vehicles were designed specifically for the Liberian roads. So what we did first is we did a pilot with the first 4 vehicles, testing the road, testing the vehicle's durability. And we learned from that. And for the next batch of vehicles, we made improvements. We made a total of 22 improvements on the vehicles, just making them worthy for the Liberian roads. So the vehicles are ready for whatever conditions. Considering weather patterns, in Liberia, we have 2 main seasons. It's the dry season and the rainy season. And our vehicles are charged with solar charging station. So the solar charging station is a hybrid station using both solar energy and the grid. So during the dry season, there's abundance of sunlight. And during the rainy season, the grid is much more reliable. So we are operational 100% of the time.
Now, that's an interesting one, but I'm also keen on considering the road condition. Like you said, it is built for the road. Do you go outside of maybe the capital where you really don't have paved roads? And in terms of the rainy season, majority of those highways are so deplorable with popped holes and other challenges.
Right. At the moment, we're focused on urban and semi-urban areas. So within the areas we are, the road conditions are considerably good enough. So we still don't really get to deal with muddy roads. We do deal with potholes, but that is something the vehicles can handle. And during the times when we will, it's because also for us it's really important to be able to transport goods, from farms to market, and we're also going to have the right vehicles for those.
Okay, great. Let's hear from you, Joshua, before we take a break. I'm concerned about the reactions of maybe local residents as well as citizens' response to this initiative of yours in Nigeria. How are they responding to the initiative?
The response has been so amazing. In fact, I was in one of the cities in north central Nigeria a few weeks ago, and I was given a king's welcome. There were like the whole city was like there was a mobilization because our work has been incredibly effective in helping these communities. Some of these communities I go into are actually displaced communities. For example, the work I did in the community of Yelewata, if you have heard, this is where about 200 people were killed in June of 2025, and the work I did there is helping the communities to resettle, to come back, to improve their water access, as well as potentially improve their energy access. So it's a lot of efficiency we have been able to generate with just this pilot, and it holds a lot of promise, to helping communities to adapt and have a formidable resilience against the impacts of climate change and other problems.
Okay, for you, Mogonga, are you seeing progress in the, maybe if not the sale, the impact of your blue carbon technology on the lives of young people? If yes, what can you point to as some of the impacts?
Yes. Transition and the blue carbon technology, what we are in, the solutions we're providing, does not only focus on young people. What young people can do can be the ones to drive it, but the mission of blue carbon is having an impact on the whole of Africa. As I told you, it's a necessity for us to transition from the old polluting technology to modern needs, the modern technology that does not pollute the environment. So that's what we are in. And the products we are introducing on the market, these are being pioneered and engineered by the young people. The impacts are having on the people, as they said, 60 million people, Africans, do not have access to electricity. The solutions that are there and cleaner, that's what we are giving at Blue Carbon. It will impact to those, it will give access to education to those that do not have it. They will be using solar energy products to read, to research, to understand all those impacts created to make life easier, at the same time helping improve the livelihoods of the people, but then at the same time also conserving and preserving the environment.
Well, great. Well, you are listening to Take the Lead, your finest youth platform that sets the agenda for current discussions about young people within the West African sub-region and beyond. We have some young professionals discussing sustainable energy and energy transition, asking an important question: how can young people make a difference? Follow us on YouTube and Facebook at WADR English and worldwide at WADR.org. Share your knowledge. What do you make of this wonderful topic? And we will certainly read your comments live on the show.
Hey people, my name is Mello, Afrobeat singer from Guinea, and I love listening to the program Take the Lead on West Africa Democracy Radio.
Hello, my name is Fatou Bintou Souké. I'm the CEO of African Start Shop, and I love listening to your program Take the Lead on West Africa Democracy Radio.
All right, great. Now let's focus on something very important. Of course, there will always be challenges. But then, before coming to the challenges, let's quickly, quiz our innovators. I'm concerned about sustainability of these initiatives, given differences in weather patterns? I heard you saying much about that, Elvis, but there could be maybe other aspects because we are ending the month of March. Just by tomorrow or anytime soon, we'll be in April, we'll be in May, June. Then you begin to experience heavy downpour. How sustainable are those electric vehicles, especially during the rainy season, when it's very difficult to travel from one county to the other? How do you manage during those periods quickly?
Right. At the moment, we're still only in Monrovia. So, we don't have chat. So the biggest challenge for us, say, during the rainy season would be when there's flooding on the streets. But that's also something our vehicles were designed for. So they're built much higher than the regular combustion engine three-wheelers. But also the city our city has also put a lot of focus onto road construction and making sure that the drainages are cleared and there's no flooding. So hopefully we have a better condition during this rainy season. But if we don't, the vehicles were designed for, flooding on the streets.
Okay, aside from that.
So we just handle it by design.
Okay, you handle it by design.
Yeah.
I asked Mugonga and of course Joshua about citizens' response to their initiatives. Tell us, for you, how are the residents responding to this initiative?
It was absolutely beautiful. From the first day we put the first batch of vehicles on the street, I remember we would have like convoys of their other vehicles and other three-wheelers, like just following us because they were so interested in the vehicles. Why are they not making sound? Does it use gasoline? Does it use water? Do you recharge it? So people are really curious and really, really supportive. We recently did a survey in the streets, trying to get feedback on our vehicles and our service. And about 91% of our participants support the idea of having women drivers and electric vehicles in Monrovia. So that's already really great public acceptance, and we're super proud of that.
Aside from that, what are the challenges that you've encountered or continue to encounter?
The biggest challenge by far is infrastructure, because we're dealing with electric vehicles, so we have to charge them. And at the moment, but that's something we were aware of when we started, and that's something we are working to build. So there's that, and there's also the fact that there are no real ecosystem for electric vehicles. So now that's something we also have to work with. So there's high input duties on these vehicles, but that's something we're working with the government on, and they've also been really supportive. So that's good to see.
From the government, are you receiving support from any other area in terms of your efforts to meeting these challenges?
Absolutely, we've gotten a lot of support from the UNDP, especially through the Youth for Climate Initiative. We also have a lot of support from the EU and many other stakeholders. Yeah, so it's been a beautiful journey, and we have a community of people that support what we do.
All right, great. For you, Joshua, what are the challenges so far?
Yeah, so the initial challenge I had building this technology was raising the initial capital, which because geothermal energy and development of its associated accessories and technologies comes with a huge upfront cost of research and all that. But with the help of the UNDP Youth for Climate, we were able to raise that initial capital to deploy our pilot, and that efficiency of the pilot and what we have been able to achieve is helping us to leverage as a springboard to raise much more capital for development, expansion, and upscaling across Nigeria.
Now, I'm asking because this is very critical, especially for you too. I'm keen on the technical and social challenges. Are they okay from both sides? Technical challenges and that of social challenges?
Yeah, so For the technical challenges, yes, technical challenges will always be there for research and development. At Geotech, I've largely been able to put together a team of very committed young people who are dogged and passionate about the work. So we are able to advance our technology and solve some of the technical challenges we encounter, including drilling in the field and all that. As well, in Nigeria, where we work, we mostly operate in communities that have been affected by conflict, remote. So going around, there's always, that security challenge and risk, but we are able to mitigate all of this as it is part of the project, and to also look at the long-term vision of deployment, which will definitely involve, creating plans for mitigation of such risks across the entire value chain.
The issue of flooding is of no, lesser news than we've heard from Nigeria. Over 1,000 people sometimes die as a result of flooding. How do you mitigate these challenges, especially that we are heading towards the rainy season?
Yes, so what we are working with, geothermal energy, it's a form of energy that is largely a constant, which means it is unaffected by changes in weather and climate. So for our solution, of course, there is actually no impact from climate change on the solution itself, and changes in weather patterns and all that. But the issue of flood is one that affects a lot of communities, and that is why we are bringing up some of these solutions to help reverse net zero, and to help bring us closer to net zero, whereby some of these weather changes and climate changes can be solved sustainably.
Yes, and sustainability, as you stated, requires huge support. Are you being fully supported to sustain this initiative?
Yes, it is a very promising initiative. So the Nigerian Energy Commission is interested. State governments in Nigeria are interested and have endorsed the solution, as well as the national government. And we are implementing, and I believe it's something that holds a lot of promise. And with some of these public partners on board, we'll be able to advance it rapidly.
Okay, great. I will get back to you, but let's hear from Mongonga. What would you consider as some of the challenges so far throughout your blue carbon technological work?
Yes. The challenges right now we are facing are mainly the lack of understanding with the policymakers, because we are talking about now. The modern economies right now depend on and have been built on fossil fuels. So if we are bringing change and we are bringing transition required necessary, it's a necessity what we are doing. But we are talking about the economy. There are some policies that will favor the energy that's polluting the environment in relation to our initiatives, because we are just coming, we are bringing new ideas. There are people who have been there, who have their money, they want to protect their interests. You get the point? So you will always meet that. But people at the same time are growing aware of the necessity of what we are doing. That's why, for example, in Burkina Faso, the government has partnered with us in a lot of initiatives. We have Mali, as I told you, building solar plants. So the governments have now tried to work in as in they've been signing, the Montreal deals that were amended in Kigali. Those policies have been coming to as a solution to that challenge. Now people are trying to understand what we do, and we are making a very big impact. You can't imagine how it feels to you and to the people who you're helping when you go in a village. They have never used these modern tech. Electricity has never been there, but you go there, you provide them lights, you provide them radios. They can now listen to your show using the solar energy, clean energy that does not abundant energy. It's abundant. So it's a good feeling to us, but it's more relieving to the people we are giving the solution. So some of the challenges we have been having are those high cost infrastructure required to do that. You know, we have now in Africa the geographical nature of the land of Africa. You know, it's the terrain and everything. It's kind of hard to reach our infrastructure to those that need it, but with the help of partners, with the help of the government, we give solutions to all those challenges that we meet in every day.
You're right. Now, let's hear from you, Elvis Thomas. As you tell us more about your plans, maybe in terms of expanding the project out of the capital, and it's also important to educate people when they are benefiting from something. It is better to help them, understand, if possible, empower them how to get those benefits instead of them just being at the receiving end. How do you go about educating other young people who may be harboring the desire to also establish an electric vehicle on their own based upon the knowledge that you will share with them? Are you doing that?
A big part of what we do is actually the training. So when it comes to the drivers, we recruit and train them to drive, and then they become drivers. But for these vehicles, we need to build technical capacity. That's also something that we don't really have in a place that had no electric vehicles before. So we are also training people in those areas to do repairs, to do maintenance on the vehicles, on the charging stations. So for a young person who may also want to, take a similar initiative, we've also been very open about the steps we're taking. We've been very public about it. So we've built a roadmap that, young entrepreneurs can also follow. But we're also very open to collaboration. So that is something we would love to do. We would love to, open up our doors to more people who want to come into the sector.
Yep.
And they can be a part of our trainings. They could be a part of our team, and we could figure out a way to work together and build their own, initiatives.
All right. So now, what are your plans for this wonderful Ernergy Liberia in years to come?
At the moment, we're scaling up in Monrovia, so we're getting new vehicles in a couple of months. There's a good chance we might be scaling to other counties outside of Monrovia. That may be Nimba. We may be going to Ganta soon. But we also plan to scale to Guinea and Sierra Leone and Gambia within the coming years. So by 2027, we hope to be in Guinea or Sierra Leone. And by 2028, we hope to be in Gambia. So that is something we're working hard on achieving.
Great. Let's hear from you, Joshua. What are your plans for geotech?
Yes, so currently we have a plan of scaling geotech in the next 1-2 years after the completion of our pilot. And we don't just want geotech to be a solution that is implemented in Africa alone, but we are making plans ready for scaling of geotech outside of the continent to demonstrate that indeed we can also ship such technologies and they are applicable everywhere. We have a couple of geothermal wells we are going to drill in the United States, probably by the end of 2026, as the US is also very big on geothermal energy. We are in current discussions with partners over there and across different areas. So I see geotech in the next 5 years being a global leader in subsurface hydrological water and energy supply across the globe.
Right. Thank you so much, Joshua, for being with us today and sharing your experiences as well as the impact of your initiative. It was good having you on the show today.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And to you, Elvis Thomas, thanks for being with us. We will keep in touch with you.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure being on the show. Thank
you. And to you, Mogonga, thank you for coming. But just before you leave us, what message do you have for young people when it comes to ensuring sustainable energy future?
Yeah, for the young people, they should first understand that they are the engine. They have a pivotal role to play in the energy transition to the new, to protect themselves right now, but also to ensure the safe being of the future generations to come. Yeah, so I would advise them to learn, improve their skills. There are a lot of opportunities. TVET schools, go into solar installations, create tech startups, solar startups. Get to know the technology, take the lead from their elders. My brother there from Nigeria and my other brother, they have very good initiatives, and they are thinking about changing the impact and impacting to the environment as youth. Okay. So they should learn from them, be well informed about it, research about it, and because the future is in the solar energy and other sustainable energy. So if they want to be part of the future, they have to engage in and be part of it.
Thank you so much, Pacific, for coming again today.
Thank you very much, Mr. August.
Well, listeners and viewers, that's it on this edition of Take the Lead here on West Africa Democracy Radio, broadcasting on 94.9 FM, Dakar, Senegal, and online at WADR.org. It's always a desire to have you with us. Please join us next Friday for another live episode of this program. Remember to take the lead in shaping the discourse for the betterment of young people in Africa. My name is Augustine Bilkali. Bye for now.
Take the Lead is back in 2025 with a brand new format. Yes, your youth exchange space will now be broadcast live every Friday at 4:05 p.m. Universal Time. And that's not all. Dear internet users and WADR subscribers, you have the opportunity to experience the show live and direct on our online platforms on Facebook at WADR English Service and on YouTube at WADR. Take the Lead every Friday from 4:05 p.m. Universal Time and rebroadcast same day at 1 a.m. Universal Time. Also on every Tuesday, your youth program will be rebroadcast at 7:15 a.m. and 4:05 p.m. GMT. Take the lead and champion the discourse for the betterment of young people.